Hello and a warm welcome to Federal special program Capital Beat. BJP today launched a strong attack on Congress leader Rahul Gandhi after he claimed that the opposition was fighting not only the BJP and the RSS but the Indian state as well. Now, Rahul Gandhi was speaking during the inauguration of the new Congress headquarters today, which has now shifted out from 24 Akbar Road to 9A Kotla Marg. Now, what did JP Nadda react to? He said that Congress's ugly truth is now exposed. Similarly, Nirmala Sitharaman questioned why Gandhi carried a copy of the constitution if he believed the opposition was up against the state. Similarly, Hardeep Puri has suggested that Rahul Gandhi should get his mental stability checked. And what was Rahul Gandhi saying? Rahul Gandhi was attacking Mohan Bhagwat, who yesterday had said that India's true independence should be celebrated on the day of the Ram temple consecration rather than on August 15th. So we'll try and analyze as to what the statement means politically. Did Rahul Gandhi make a mistake by saying that Congress is not only fighting the RSS and the BJP, but the Indian state as well? Joining us, Puneet Yadav, senior editor with the Federal, and senior deputy editor from the Frontline, TK Rajlakshmi, both of you. Welcome on the show. And I'll begin with Puneet. Puneet, you followed the entire inauguration ceremony of the Congress headquarters, the new Congress headquarters. And what would you really say to the clip which is out where he's saying that, we are fighting against the Indian state? And did Rahul Gandhi actually give an opportunity to the BJP to react in this manner?
Well, Neelu, I think, this is something that it's difficult to say whether Rahul's given an opportunity to the BJP or not, because whether we like it or not, the truth is that we live in times where, these short videos clipped, splinched from a longish speech are then, made viral. You selectively pick a portion that suits your political narrative. If you see Rahul's speech in totality, he spoke at length on what he actually meant when he said the Indian state. And the unfortunate part is that, we've had over the last 10 years, a sort of a very, this kind of a warped narrative, political narrative from the BJP and its, leadership in the government as well as the party, which has sort of made the government of the country synonymous with the country itself. And so, any criticism of the government and its functioning is immediately labeled by the BJP as criticism of the country. So what had Rahul said? He said that there is institutional capture by the RSS. It's consistent with what he's been saying all along. He spoke at length about the election commission, the electoral rolls and all of that in Maharashtra and Haryana elections. He largely about how the basic apparatus of the government has been taken over by a particular ideology, the BJP ideology or the Sangh ideology. That is what he said, and if you see the speech, he's basically delineated the country from the apparatus that governs the country. Because he spent the first half of his speech talking about the foundations of an independent India, what in his view is the idea of India, the idea of the Congress, and all of that, and then of course he's spoken at length about the attack on that idea. Now, if the BJP, for its own politics, takes out that one sentence from his speech where he's saying that we're not just fighting the BJP or the RSS, we're fighting this Indian state itself. I mean, it's clearly politics. So, I mean, one can turn around and say Rahul should have been more careful. He should have worded his, thing better. But then that's the problem of social media, and of living in these times where it's convenient to take out any. I mean, by the same thing, when Amit Shah made those remarks on Ambedkar, and he
Yeah.
said, "Oh, my sentence has been, like taken out of context, and I did not say this." It's the same thing, except that Mr. Amit Shah did actually say what he said, and without giving, without qualifying what he actually meant by that statement on Ambedkar.
Right. I'll come to Raj Lakshmi. That do you think that BJP has tried to rake up a needless controversy, especially on a day when the headlines, of course, since morning were that Congress is shifting out of its office from 24 Akbar Road to 9A Kotla Marg, and to take away that spotlight from the Congress. Maybe that BJP has come up with a controversy like this. Do you see this also as a possibility?
No, with elections around the corner, I think this was quite, inevitable. And as Puneet also said, explained that the BJP has been doing this, conflating, any criticism of the government with saying that it is tantamount to critiquing the nation or critiquing the country itself. When they say country, they mean people, right? But 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 the fact remains is that people, have been critical of the government. People have been, in fact, very critical. It's not just the opposition. We have, industrialists who've also sort of commented on a rising atmosphere of intolerance and hate in the country. And those industrialists have also been called, anti-national by this government. So anybody for that matter who sort of critiques any policy of the government comes under that kind of a labeling. Now, yes, it's a fact that Rahul Gandhi could have maybe had, better choice of words, definitely. But I don't think he really he yes, he did refer to an institutional takeover. In that context, it is what he said, that we are not fighting the RSS or the BJP, but we are fighting the Indian state, because Indian state has completely sort of taken over all these institutions today. But it was not in terms of, uh, giving a call for secession, or a call to arms or rebellion and various things that could have, or even inciting the people to take arms against the state. I don't think there's anything in his speech that even came close to that. It was a reflection, it was an observation, it was a critique made, of the way things are today, right? So of course, the BJP is going to jump at every occasion, at every opportunity it gets to 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 corner the opposition, and especially the Congress. If you recall, Lilu, they even called that the India bloc itself, is sort of supported and by foreign forces, when where a U.S. court, indicted a very popular businessman of this country, right? So even then they said, that the India bloc is working, on the at the behest of foreign interests of foreign countries to destabilize the nation. So when the BJP does it, for them any criticism is always equal to that. And we should also ask, for instance, what has BJP itself, what does it have to show, when it comes to how it dealt with the farmers, how it dealt with the situation in Manipur, how did it deal with students, during the anti-CA agitation? Its entire, approach has been something which is actually anti people of this country, you know. But if one actually sort of interprets it in that sense, farmers sat on a dharna for nearly an year, before the farm laws were withdrawn, where they kept on saying that they're not good for a community. 700 farmers died, and even today there's a farmer who is sitting on a fast unto death, and the government has not responded. So who is anti people? So which party is anti people? I mean, it's a question of interpretation, and it is there for everybody to see. So I do not think that that the ordinary citizen would be so perturbed by what Rahul Gandhi has said about and if the BJP is going to sort of twist the Indian state's definition in that sense, as if he's given a call to arms. That is absolutely ridiculous. It's not going to sustain itself in any court of law. politically it might help them, win a few some brownie points in some rallies and during the elections. But beyond that, I do not see it really having so much of an impact. In fact, Nidu, I'd say that even Rahul Gandhi saying that that what Mohan Bhagwat has said about about the temple and conflicting it with independence, right? I mean that also. I mean what Rahul Gandhi said is not really correct. I mean I think what Mohan Bhagwat said is a ridiculous statement, but it does not amount to be anti-national or anti or seditious for that matter. you know.
No, but
So that,
given the fact that Rahul did mention that, had it been for any other country, a person like this who has completely cast aside the independence struggle would be jailed. He also said that it amounts to treason, what Mohan Bhagwat has said. I'll come to you, Puneet, that would you see this? And obviously, it backfired yesterday when Mohan Bhagwat's statement came out and he was criticized from all nooks and corners. So, was BJP trying to deflect the attention from Mohan Bhagwat by raking up this controversy around Rahul Gandhi today? And especially on
Well,
a day when, yeah,
it would certainly seem so, because see, nobody from the BJP has, of course, responded to what the Congress has said on Mohan Bhagwat's statement. What they've latched on to is what Rahul has said on,
yes.
fighting the Indian state. And I've explained earlier on what, he perhaps meant when he said fighting the Indian state. So it's basically you pick what you want to respond to, and the BJP has picked what it thinks suits its narrative, while the Congress has picked what it suits, what suits their narrative.
yeah, yeah,
So it's as simple as that.
mm, yeah.
Yeah, but coming to the main story, I mean, of course, there are two stories here in what we are discussing. One, what Mohan Bhagwat said, and Rahul Gandhi responded to it today during the inauguration of the Congress headquarters. And we've discussed a bit on what Mohan Bhagwat said. But Puneet, coming to you again, and then I'll come to Raj Lakshmi, that today Congress has shifted out its office from 24 Akbar Road to 9A Kotla Marg. Now, the biggest question is that what happens to the 24 Akbar Road office? Will they abandon the office? Will they keep it as some sort of a continuing legacy of the Congress? What are you hearing from your sources in Congress? What are they telling you exactly?
Well, ideally, they would want to, hold on to that office. They already there have been discussions on what kind of meetings will take place in Akbar Road, and what will actually happen in the new headquarters. So the day-to-day running of the party, the day-to-day functioning, your CWC meetings and all of that will happen at the 9A Kotla Road address. Now, whether the Congress is able to hold on to its Akbar Road office, it's not really something that the Congress leadership can decide, because the allocation of these, these Luton's bungalows is with the government. Now, just to slight the Congress and, to kind of humiliate them or, score a point, the estates department or the government might tomorrow turn around and say that, no, you have to, vacate these premises and hand them back to the government, and we are going to allocate it to somebody else. It's not as if the BJP has vacated its office, so the Congress can certainly turn around and say that, we're not doing anything that's different from the BJP if we want the Akbar Road office to stay with us. But then, as I said, ultimately it will be the government that will have to decide on whether they hold on to it or not. They may have whatever plans they have for Akbar.
Right.
Yeah.
But Rajlakshmi, coming to you, what do you think does this moment today, for Congress mean really? We saw it was a somber moment for Congress when the entire inauguration ceremony was taking place. Now Mallikarjun Kharge, Sonia Gandhi, and Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi, and several other all senior
Right.
functionaries of Congress and top office bearers were present today. And what does this moment actually mean for Congress, according to you?
See, Neelu, it was clearly not just the inauguration of the building or moving into the new building. The fact that that several of the top leadership of the party, they gave speeches and they spoke on that occasion, and they used that occasion to make certain important political points that concern the country, as well as that concern the principal opposition of theirs, which happens to be sitting in government today. So I do not think that it was merely the launching of this new structure in that sense, and because the Congress CMs were present, ex CMs were present, several of their second rung, third rung leadership was present there, which meant that and maybe they had been told to be present there. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had the Himachal CM sitting there. And I mean, I did not know if the Karnataka CM was there or not, or maybe if the Telangana CM perhaps they were also there.
Yeah, yeah,
So
they were there.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it was a signal to them that yes, we have to stand, stand together and stand, in fact, united also, because the threats that are there in front of the nation are very grave and very severe and serious, and also organizationally, for our own survival, for the party's own survival, we have to get an act together. So I mean, of course, it was not stated in so many terms, but I think it went out, clear cut. The message went out clear cut that the meeting here is in fact more than uh, just the inauguration of a new building, and that we have to do something about ourselves. Otherwise this party itself might just disintegrate. I mean, and that each one of their survival is, I think, contingent on everybody staying together, and of course, fighting for certain principles, at least for some basic principles, which I think both Mr. Kharge as well as Rahul Gandhi, they did articulate, through their speeches. So let's hope that some of it did sink through the audience that was sitting there, and that they don't go back to their individualistic selves and pulling each other down, and basically doing harakiri in the process. So it's important for the party's own survival, I think. you
Right.
know
But,
the building
yeah,
can survive, but whether the party will, one doesn't know.
absolutely. In fact, I was coming to that question on the work culture and what various reports in the press are saying that, it's like a five-storied building office. Every floor will be allocated to a certain section of people. Like the top floor might go to Mallikarjun Kharge and Sonia Gandhi. Then the floor beneath that will go to the state in charges and the secretaries. Media's entry is going to be restricted on the ground floor. That's what the reports say. So is it going to become almost like what we see at the Deen Dayal Upadya Road office of the BJP? It's almost functions like a corporate office. Is that what we are going to see now at the new office of Congress?
No, well, I don't think that is the case. Of course, allocation of rooms and all that is a different matter. That the party and its leadership is well within its thing to allocate whatever floor or rooms and all to whoever the office bearer is. But at least I haven't heard of any restriction on the media going beyond the floor meant for the media in the Congress office. But I think, I mean, what is more important, Neelu, is not how the where the entrance of the office is going to be, or which floor is being allocated to whom, or how many stories the new building is, but whether the new building also heralds a new Congress. You
Mm.
know,
True.
that is what is more important. Whether it's going to be a new building with the same old set of challenges that the Congress has been facing over I wouldn't say just the last 10 years, but over the last 30 years. You know? And like I've been pointing this out, that there are uncanny similarities in the circumstances in which the Congress has moved to its current headquarters and the circumstances in which the Congress had moved to its 24 Akbar Road headquarters back in 1978. That was also a time when the Congress was going through a very rough patch. They had lost the elections in 1977. Organizationally, the Congress was disintegrating. The party had split. Indira Gandhi had herself lost the election. There was a major financial crunch that the party was facing. The Congress leadership of the time, Indira Gandhi herself, was facing daily attacks from the government. All of that, in a different sense, and perhaps a much more amplified sense, is happening today with the Congress. It's disintegrating. Its electoral, performance has been extremely poor, except for a very fleeting sort of uptick in the Lok Sabha elections. It's the problem of attrition continues. The problem of funds mobilization, all of that continues. Now, this is the year. So I would say, see, when they move into this new office, this is also in December on the 26th, when they had their Belgaum session of the party, and the CWC resolution marked 2025 as the Sangathan Srijan, organization strengthening year. So this is the year, and that's what Mr. Kharge and Mr. Rahul Gandhi both spoke about, that you have to strengthen the party. Now, it's all right for Rahul or Kharge or the CWC to pass a resolution and say that we need to strengthen the party. The real question is whether you have a roadmap for doing that. Will you actually be able to achieve that in this year? I mean, you look at just take out a list of the CWC, of the Congress office bearers, from the organization general secretary downwards to state in charges, CWC members, and assess for yourself how many of them are actually pulling their weight. How many of them have any political weight, of their own to start with, and whether they're actually doing anything to strengthen the party. So, is it going to be another status quoist organization, office, so to speak, where because of the patronage of the high command, non-performers continue to thrive, or whether the high command actually means business? Are they actually going to read the riot act to the non-performers in the party? And I mean, if there are 10 office bearers, 8 of them today in the Congress are non-performers. They've repeatedly failed in whatever task that has been assigned to them. And they've continued with their upward mobility in the party. So that is what, if at all the new headquarters has to mean something to the Congress, it is this, that you have to change the way the party functions. And that is more important than who is going to sit on what floor and which entrance is going to be used.
Right. Absolutely. In fact, this status quoist attitude, which formerly, I mean, till few years ago, some people called it an inertia. A certain inertia has set in Congress. Do you think that this culture will be shaken up, at least in the new office? Your concluding remarks, Raj Lakshmi? Yeah.
No, it has got better. I mean, of course, I mean, I think it has got better, with the Bharat Jodo Yatra and all these. Of course, and it also remains a fact that there have been, electoral setbacks, severe electoral setbacks too. If you look at the state assembly elections, recent assembly elections, but I do not think that all is lost. But it is here. I think this offers an opportunity to the party to actually to get its act together, to sort of take on the mantle of leadership of all the opposition parties, that it one showed the way. Of course, along with everybody else, not working at cross purposes with each other, because those circumstances have not changed. Those circumstances actually have not changed. In fact, they threaten to get worse. they can get worse also for the opposition in the form of raids, in the form of ED and CBI, etc. And everything, the entire thing of the misuse of central agencies, it's not going to go away just like that, right? So, and of course, the other issues also, so that is why it's important for the Congress to sort of take the lead, and that is somewhere is lacking there, and there have been criticisms that it's not held a meeting of the India bloc after the Lok Sabha elections. There's no convener. There are all these talks up in the air about who should lead the India bloc. So why leave so much of room for speculation? I think you should just take charge now and say, about, call a meeting in the new headquarters. Show some respect to your allies, and then get your act together. You know, I would say that. I would say that would be a good sort of tribute to the new building.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
certainly, Congress has written a new chapter in its history, where after like 47 years or almost like 48 years, a new Congress address is now at 9A Kotla Road. But will the work culture change? Uh, will all the challenges which the Congress has been facing, will they try and overcome that? Is the million-dollar question. Thank you so much, Raj Lakshmi. Puneet, it was wonderful having you on the program. And one appeal to the viewers who are watching this discussion: subscribe to our channel, send us a feedback, and stay tuned to the Federal.